It's Schick and Nick with the award-winning Matt Schick and former Creighton basketball standout Nick Bahe on 1620 The Zone and 1620thezone.com. Here are Matt Schick and Nick Bahe.
So, Creighton has a big game coming up tomorrow. And Rob Anderson, the sports information director, tweeted some uplifting stats the other day saying that in the last 15 years, when in home games, when Creighton plays in a game with a losing streak of 2 or more heading in, they're 30-0.
Wow.
That's
Rob Anderson.
With an average margin of victory of 17. So when they lose 2 or more games and then they go home,
they win 100% of the time.
100% of the time, they win every time. 5 of the last 6 times Creighton has lost to Evansville, they've gone on to win either the regular season Valley Championship or the Conference Tournament Championship. I mean, he's just waxing very positive here for Creighton. It's not panic time, but
no.
With Wichita State in town, they're not taking any chances. And if you heard the show yesterday, we had Will Ferrell, introducing the visiting Chicago Bulls. And it was very, very fun.
Yeah,
awesome.
The visiting Chicago Bulls
play a couple of these.
New Orleans Hornets.
Tried to get into their heads a little bit, introducing the Bulls.
But first, the visiting Chicago Bulls. At forward, number 5, he still lives with his mother, Carlos Boozer.
And he did a few of those, and it, really got into their heads. It really got into their heads.
Right.
Well, with Creighton hosting Wichita State, they've got to do something. So we've got a copy of their dry run-through that they've done that they're going to do on Saturday for this big game.
Yeah.
The help of Jake Ryan, who's the voice of the Iowa Western Reavers and also the public address announcer of the Creighton Bluejays.
Yeah.
Let's listen. This is what they're going to do.
Okay.
Creighton University, the Midwest's top-rated private university, welcomes you to CenturyLink Center and First National Bank Court for today's game between the Wichita State Shockers and your Creighton Bluejays. Now let's meet the teams. First for the visiting Wichita State Shockers. At point guard, he wears number 1 but plays like number 2. It's Joe Ragland. At guard, if you're sitting with him on the couch, make sure you make some room for his Snuggie. It's number 5, Demetric Williams.
All right.
At guard, he writes in his diary every night and hides the key under his rainbow bright pillow. It's Teray Murray. At forward, he hopes to someday be an astronaut and fly around Uranus. Ben Smith. At center for the Shockers, his favorite movie is also the same thing he looks for in a woman, sense and sensibility. It's Garrett Stutz. Yeah. And the head coach, he puts more mousse in his hair than you would think, Greg Marshall.
All right, how about the Jays? Oh, yeah.
And now the starting lineup for your Creighton Bluejays. At guard, Nick Bahe calls him the Canadian Red Bull. This guy hates that. It's Jahins Managa. At guard, he's changing his Twitter name to @Double-G for killing your face. It's number 10, Grant Gibbs. At point guard, you should see his scrapbook. Number 30, Antoine Young. In the middle for the Jays, ask him about his pink shoes and he'll punch you in the gonads. 00, Gregory Echenike. And at forward, he can't go anywhere without being mistaken for your worst nightmare. Number 3, Doug McDermott. And the head coach, father of Doug and fan of the Dougie, head coach Greg McDermott. And introducing your radio crew, doing play-by-play. Nobody knows his real first name. It's T. Scott Moore. And doing color, he played at Kansas and Creighton, and in his mind, he still does. It's Nick Bahe.
Dang right. Oh, that's great. In his mind, he still does.
Here's what you don't understand.
What's that?
Is that
was
you
great.
think you're the only one that like is like connected? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
There's a portion of the dry run through you haven't heard.
What do you
I know Jake Ryan too.
Okay.
Shane, why don't you play what Schick has not heard? You just got to do your thing, Shane.
And in the stands, if you don't believe he likes funnel cakes, just ask him to lift up his shirt. It's Matt Schick!
Now, wait a second. Now, wait just
Get
a
ready for that
minute here.
tomorrow.
I'm sitting in the stands. He's going to introduce me?
Like you can be the fan of the game.
You never know. Wait a second.
And in the stands, if you don't believe he likes funnel cakes, just ask him to lift up his shirt. It's Matt Schick!
Okay.
You could be the fan of the game.
Okay.
All right.
All right. How about a little tit for tat? How about a little
Whoa.
alternative? Here we go.
And doing color, he named his dog Kobe so he could tell his kids he played with Kobe. Nick Bahe!
You're on to me. You're on to
Wait
me.
a second. I got something better now.
And doing color, he named his dog Kobe and kicked him on the way to today's game so he could one day tell his kids that he kicked Kobe's ass.
Yeah!
It's Nick Bahe!
Yeah!
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, my goodness. What just happened here? Oh, my God. There's some other
God.
Greg Marshall ones we didn't use. I don't know if
And the head coach, he's the biggest Delta Bravo in the building, Greg Marshall.
Wait a second.
And the head coach for the Shockers, it's no coincidence that Magoosh and Marshall begin with the same letter.
Yeah.
Greg Marshall.
Oh, now that's just
not
having
good.
fun. That's just having fun.
He uses more moose than you think.
There's an alternative Echenike one. Oh,
In the middle for the Jays. If you ask him about his pink shoes, he'll punch you in the gonados.
Yes.
0-0. Gregory Echenike.
Now he gets it.
gosh.
Now he gets what's happening.
Oh, my goodness. Our thanks to Jake Ryan.
That has
for
to
helping
throw
us
off
out.
Wichita State, Schick.
I would hope so.
How does it not?
I would hope so.
I just hope it doesn't throw off the Creighton Bluejays.
I can't believe you
Will
did
it?
that. I can't believe you did that.
And in the stands, if you don't believe he likes funnel cakes, just ask him to lift up his shirt. It's Matt Schick.